All right, my cosmic detectives, I want you to strap your booty down because we're about to plunge deep into the dark, mysterious Mariana abyss of Scorpio energy. And this isn't for the faint of heart, because once we're down here, there is no turning back. Once you see this side of Scorpio, you can't unsee it. But that is the beauty of the Scorpio energy. Now let's get into this. So I am often asked this particular question. Why do Scorpios seem to deliberately destroy things or relationships only to rebuild them? Well, this is the answer based upon not only my personal experiences, but off of Kabbalah Gnostic texts. Scorpios vibrating low can oftentimes destroy themselves, relationships, or literally anything that is in their path and stands in their way, because Scorpio is ruled by Pluto, the planet of death, rebirth, and transformation. Now, in the Kabbalah, Scorpio's energy is tied to the Javora, the sphere of judgment and discipline. Translation? Scorpios are literally wired to break apart anything that does not align with their soul's truth. Speaking from my own personal Scorpion energy, I will honestly say we don't destroy things for just the sheer fun of it. Okay, well, maybe just a little bit, but that's only because stagnation is our mortal enemy. Mediocrity? Oh, we find that gross. Scorpios are the phoenixes of the zodiac. If it's broken, well, we'll burn it down or ice it out. And then we'll rebuild something much stronger. It's cosmic renovation, baby. And sure, it looks chaotic from the outside, but trust me, there is a method to our madness. And if you can't handle that, well, we didn't think you could, or rather, we knew already that you couldn't. Now, to add to that intense destructive energy, you need to know that Scorpio isn't just ruled by one planet. We've got the double dose intensity with Mars and Pluto. Now, Pluto is a planet that says, burn it down, so you can rebuild something that is going to be so much stronger and more spiritually meaningful. But before Pluto took over as Scorpio's modern ruler, we were solely ruled by Mars, the planet of action, war, and primal raw energy. And guess what? Mars didn't just leave and disappear. It's still simmering beneath the surface of every Scorpio, like a volcano ready to erupt. Mars adds a fiery edge to our destructive tendencies. It gives us that boldness to take action. That's why when we decide to destroy something, and it can literally be anything or anyone, including ourselves, we go all in. No half measures. And get this, with no regrets. Whether that means cutting off toxic people, family members included, or just blowing up a relationship to rebuild it much stronger. Now, Mars is that voice in the back of our heads that says, if it's not working, don't just fix it, annihilate it. Scorpios are warriors in disguise, wielding Pluto's transformation and Mars' unrelenting fire. So another frequent question I receive is, why do Scorpios have suspicious minds and seem to test everyone? So most people think we are suspicious, but the secret truth is we're the zodiac's ultimate test givers. So let me give you the great reveal and explain why. Scorpios don't trust easily, but once we do, we trust deeply. And so before we let anyone into our inner sanctum, we're going to put you through a series of tests, or we'll just literally put you through the ringer. So yes, we will test you, most definitely, because we want to know if you are loyal, if you're an honest person, and can you handle us on a bad day? You know, when we're not being our angelic, magnetic, glowing selves. Why, you might ask? Because we need to know, beyond any shadows of any doubts, if you can handle our intensity. Now, according to Kabbalah, Scorpio energy is all about peeling back the layers of illusion to uncover that raw, unfiltered truth. And before I go on any further, I want to give a shout out to somebody. He actually inspired me to do this video because the truth of it is that most of us true Scorpios who have that true dominant Scorpio energy in our natal birth chart do some pretty destructive, questioning things, especially in our younger years and when we're vibrating at a low energy. And we do not understand ourselves. And I know that it's imperative that all signs know their natal birth chart, but Scorpios, because we possess such true destructive energy, it is imperative to know why we even have those tendencies to begin with. So this video was made for you, One Warrior. Now let's address and discuss why Scorpios are labeled as being very possessive. Now, first of all, we don't possess people. The truth is, we just care about what's ours. If you're in our intimate life, then we have chosen you, and that is a big deal. So in the Jewish Kabbalah, Scorpio energy is tied to the tikkun, the idea of soul correction. So when we love someone, we want to help them evolve. That is just our natural Scorpion tendency, to help the people we love transform and transcend their former selves, okay? And that is why we are truly protective, intense, and yes, a little possessive. So if you pass our test, well, congratulations. You've unlocked a Scorpio's true devotion. And if you failed, well, let's just say we will literally delete your number and pretend you never existed. Now, let me know in the comments below if you have had to deal with people saying to you that you're just too much, that your energy is just so overwhelming, and that they just don't understand you. Now, I can personally attest to this because my whole entire life, most people could not understand me. But imagine if others can't understand that intense, destructive Scorpio energy, how others can perceive it, okay? If we can't understand it, then definitely the outside world is up in arms and totally questioning our actions, because a lot of our actions are so destructive, okay, before we evolve. Now, once we evolve, it's a different story, because Scorpios can be really, really bad and ugly, or very angelic and very uplifting for people. It depends on if they're vibrating at a low frequency or if they have evolved into that final transformation, okay, when they're not stinging you to death and testing you. So in the comments below, let me know if you've dealt with any of those sorts of comments from family members or friends. I know I certainly have my whole entire life, okay? And the questions that I have posed for you in this video are questions that I have not only had for myself, but others have asked me throughout my life's journey. Okay, so now the truth is, Scorpios see relationships as a soul contract, okay? We're not here for surface level relationships. We're just not. And if we're in a relationship, we are all in, okay? There is no gray area there. It's black or white, all in or nothing at all. Let's get back to the possessiveness part of this segment that I was just talking about before I went off on a tangent, okay? Now, if that means we have to literally keep an eye on you to make sure you're not messing around with our sacred bond, our soul contract, well, so be it, okay? But don't get it twisted. It's not about us trying to control you, okay? It's about devotion. We just express it in a very passionate manner, okay? No one feels emotions quite like Scorpios do, okay? That's just the brutal truth of it all, okay? Now, while the other signs are out there waiting in the kiddie pool, we're diving into the deepest emotional oceans. Now, in Kabbalah, water represents emotions. And Scorpio's water is the still, mysterious kind that hides all the ancient truths. We don't just feel, We become the feeling. Now, this emotional intensity is both our gift and our curse. Now, we connect with people on a soul level. We don't do surface level connections with people. If you want something to surface level, go talk to a Gemini, okay? Or a Sagittarius. Now, we also tend to carry about everyone else's pain like it's our own. That's why Scorpios withdraw. It's not that we're cold, and yes, we can be ice cold, but for other reasons. We're just processing the emotional hurricane we just absorbed. And yes, I get it. Our love can be very overwhelming. And sometimes when I have loved somebody, it's been too overwhelming for me, where I just want to just roll up into a ball and hide from all the intensity. Okay? But wouldn't you rather drown in passion from a Scorpio than float in boredom? I'm so thrilled that you stayed with me until this point in the video, because now I'm going to reveal to you some Scorpio secrets that most people don't know. Okay? Now, first up is Scorpios are freakishly psychic. Okay? We can feel lies before you even open up your mouth. And don't bother asking us how we know. We just know. Now, second of all, Scorpios are masters of transformation, and not just for ourselves, but for others. Not a bad habit? Well, Scorpios will help you kill it. Feeling stuck? A Scorpio will push you out of your comfort zone, but don't expect us to coddle you. We're more tough love than sweet deceptive words. And finally, our dark sense of humor. Okay, most people don't get it about us, but Scorpios will literally laugh at things that would make most people cringe. Okay, pain? Chaos? Well, to us, that's hilarious. Honestly, that dark humor is how we survive everyday life. Okay, if you can't laugh in the face of darkness, then are you even living? So now I'm going to reiterate this again, like I did in the first part of the video. It is imperative, in my humble opinion, to know your natal birth chart and all of your planet placements. It will make your life so much easier, especially when you got that blueprint right in front of you. You'll be able to understand yourself so much better. You'll know what you need to work on. You'll know what your challenges are. And is that blueprint, your natal birth chart, written in stone? No, it is not. It is meant for you to know where you stand and then transform and transcend the parts that need to be tweaked and fine-tuned, okay? And for Scorpios, you need to learn how to transform and transcend your former self and evolve through those 7 transformations that I talked about in this video. Okay, now, if you desire to know your natal birth chart, and I encourage you to do so, I want you to go into my playlist and look for this video and title, okay? That video will help you and guide you and tell you where you need to start, okay? There are so many free online natal birth chart websites, okay? But that particular video will help explain to you why the natal birth chart is important for you to know. And I discuss the different placements and how important they are in your complete blueprint of your life, okay? And in my future video, I am going to be discussing the true origins of the zodiac wheel and the natal birth chart reading and who actually created it. And it's not what you think, because most people that I have come in contact with throughout the duration of my life really truly believe that the zodiac wheel was invented by evil sorcerers and that the whole zodiac wheel is evil and pagan. But I'm here to tell you that that is just not the truth. And I will reveal the truth in my future video. So you better stay tuned and hit the notification bell while you're subscribing. Cheerio!